Given how pro wrestlers are often portrayed, let's face it, when we were kids we all saw them on the same level as superheroes. There's always a sense of intrigue in what they may go on to do after their grappling careers have come to an end. After all, these are superstars, larger-than-life athletes that millions of people across the world look up to. They're not allowed normal jobs because, damn it, that's just not right. Even though of course it is. And some individuals who actually think this are just nuts. Not every wrestler is Hulk Hogan though. Hell, not even Hulk Hogan is a Hulk Hogan. I'm Simon from What Culture, and this is 10 superstars who ended up with surprising jobs after wrestling. Number 10, Mark Merrow. Despite only being in the WWE for a short space of time, a lot of people remember Mark Merrow. This is mostly because he was married to Sable, who at one point was the hottest thing going in the company. Must have been that Sable bomb, eh? After some success in WCW prior to this, and a bit more with TNA and on the independent scene, Merrow disappeared from wrestling, and for a while, no one knew why. The truth? Became a motivational speaker. In fact, Mark Merrow may be one of the nicest people on earth. A constant delight to listen to when he pops up on the occasional podcast. He also manages a charity that deals with putting a stop to bullying in schools. To sum it up, here's a quote from the man himself. Life is about how much you give and how much of a positive impact you make on another person's life. In short, Mark Merrow is a hero. Number 9, Abdullah the Butcher. Given how many forks he took to the head over the years, it's not a huge surprise to learn that Hall of Famer Abdullah the Butcher now runs a restaurant. Located in Atlanta, Georgia, Abdullah the Butcher's House of Ribbon Chinese food not only offers up what I'm sure is some lovely meat and Peking duck, but is also packed full of wrestling memorabilia. So why wouldn't you want to go? Aside from the fact that it is a bit weird that you have two utterly different forms of cuisine just kind of pushed together. Still, Abdullah is apparently there a lot, so you can meet the man himself, shake his hand, and hope he doesn't try and cut you open. Number 8, Ken Shamrock. You know what Ken Shamrock does for a living now? He protects rapper 50 Cent. No joke, that's what he does. And to be fair, if I wanted someone to watch my back, I'd go with Shamrock too, because as we know, he's a bit crazy. Confirmed by the MMA fighter himself, he works for a company that provides security for several top-tier clients. It's pretty cool when you come to think about it. Number 7, Ashley Mazzaro. So, let's tread carefully here, because who knows what's real and what's not real? I mean, are we real? Am I real? Is anything real? Right, we've established that. When she did leave the WWE, however, Mazzaro was linked to something that, well, was a bit different. After an FBI investigation and a Rolling Stone article, the former Playboy cover star was named as a high-class escort. Now, this was later disputed as mistaken identity and denied by the lady herself, but this Ashley Mazzaro was described as a pro wrestler with WWE. Now, anyone can just make up that they're someone else, of course. So who knows what's true? I'm gonna leave it up to you. Number 6, Mickie James. Mickie James is more than just a wrestler. Aside from dipping her toes in many pies, no, that's not a euphemism, one she found relative success at was as a country music artist. In 2013, she released an album called Somebody's Gonna Pay, which debuted on the Billboard's Heatseekers chart at number 15. That's pretty damn good. Number 5, Mideon. Dennis Knight had some, let's say, interesting gimmicks over the years. He was Phineas I. Godwin, or Pig, a member of the Ministry of Darkness. And then when there was nothing else to do, he became Naked Mideon, where he literally just ran around naked. Fantastic. As it turns out, though, the man himself is a talented son of a gun and now runs his own catering company. This isn't burger and fries territory either. Mideon is the first to admit that super fancy stuff is his trademark. He even offers a service where he will come to your house and cook you a 5-course meal. Let's just hope he's wearing clothes. Number 4, Rico. Say what you like about Rico, if you were watching Raw in the early 2000s, you remember him. And more often than not, that's an indicator that you were doing something right. Unfortunately, he never lit up the squared circle, and his colourful camp gimmick was probably the reason he was released in 2004. It didn't stop him from making a living though. Training in law enforcement in 2005, he graduated from the Boulder City, Nevada Law Enforcement Training Academy, top of his class, and now finds himself doing this very successfully every day, which is really quite nice. Number 3, Chyna. While not so much of a surprise today as it was before her tragic death earlier this year, Chyna did indeed find work post WWE as a porn star. Regardless what you think about that sort of career, you have to tip your hat to the woman. She was very successful at it and made a decent living from it. The real shame was her ongoing health issues, which ultimately led to her passing. Even still, she seemed to have a knack for advancing in whatever career she decided to do. Number 2, Chris Nowinski. Some people think pro wrestlers are dumb. The irony here being it is in fact the people who say that who are the idiots. If you need hardcore proof, look no further than Tough Enough 1 contestant Chris Nowinski. After suffering from post-concussion syndrome himself, the Harvard graduate founded the Sports Legacy Institute, a unit that aims to advance, treat, and prevent the effects of brain trauma in athletes and other at-risk risk groups. That is serious stuff and takes an incredible level of intelligence to even write down, let alone actually do. He's managed to make a huge impact on sports too and turn himself into somewhat of a figure within that community. Pro wrestling, football, hockey, you name it, Nowinski is helping out in some way. Number 1. Maven. Maven is now a bouncer at a New York City nightclub. The winner of the original Tough Enough series and the man who knocked The Undertaker out of the Royal Rumble in 2002, he went through a dark spell in 2012 where he had to enter rehab that was actually funded by the WWE. Thankfully, he got through it and is now back making a respectable living and, apparently, not being too pleased when people recognise him from his wrestling past. Which is quite sad, really. Who else can say they faced Triple H for the world title in 2003? I'd be pretty proud. Let us know of any other interesting jobs former wrestlers had in the comments below, and then you know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm Simon from What Culture, and I once had a job making popcorn in a cinema. I blew up the machine and was fired. True story.
Remember when What Culture did a magazine called Wrestling? We're doing another one called Wrestling. Issue 2 will feature a career retrospective on Brock Lesnar and an interview with Paul Heyman. It'll feature another How WWE Should Have book written by this sexual modern stallion. There'll be all the usual top quality articles and artwork, as well as a top 50 list of the greatest SummerSlam moments of all time. Like last time, you can pre-order and buy your own copy in the link below at shop.whatculture.com. Order now to enjoy issue 2 of Wrestling.